The One Above All is recognized as the highest power in all reality, existing as the origin and foundation of everything across time and space. This being holds greater strength than every other force combined, making it the ultimate authority over the entire multiverse. As the Supreme Presence, it possesses unlimited power, complete knowledge, and exists everywhere at once, surpassing every cosmic figure and abstract entity, including the Living Tribunal, who enforces balance on its behalf. Unlike other forces that dominate through control, this presence creates through compassion. Its essence is centered on building life and maintaining harmony, yet it also carries an opposing form known as the One Below All. This darker side represents destruction and decay, ensuring balance by breaking down what has been made so it can be renewed and reshaped. Through this dual nature, creation and destruction remain in constant cycle. Despite its unmatched supremacy, its abilities are not absolute. Disruptions in the multiverse can weaken it, such as when Thanos, guided by a future version of himself, absorbed its essence through the astral regulator. Its inherent alignment with ultimate good also restricts it, preventing it from acting with direct malice or causing harm. The One Above All has appeared on rare occasions to guide mortals and cosmic beings alike. It once revealed itself to the Fantastic Four, commending their perseverance and granting hope of new discoveries. In another moment, it comforted Peter Parker, encouraging him to continue despite hardship. Figures such as Eternity and Infinity acknowledge its authority, while the Living Tribunal operates as its representative to maintain order. At its core, the One Above All defines creation, guidance, and renewal. Through limitless wisdom and an inseparable duality, it shapes the multiverse, while remaining the unseen force behind its order and survival. The Beyonder is an immensely powerful being from the Beyond Realm, a plane of existence that lies outside the multiverse. His origin began when Owen Reese, later known as Molecule Man, accidentally pierced this dimension and released energy that granted sentience to the Beyonder while also empowering Reese himself. When first revealed, the Beyonder demonstrated his strength by creating Battleworld, a patchwork planet assembled from fragments of multiple worlds. He then transported numerous heroes and villains there, forcing them into conflict during the event called Secret Wars. This experiment was meant to study the constant struggle between good and evil. His powers include the ability to alter reality, manipulate matter, and project limitless energy. He has displayed the capacity to erase and recreate even abstract forces such as death. Despite his vast reach, he has faced major challenges. In one confrontation, Molecule Man absorbed his energy and ultimately defeated him, stripping him of his abilities. He was also temporarily outmaneuvered by Victor Von Doom, who managed to steal his power before the Beyonder regained it. Another defining clash came against the cosmic being called Cosmos, who matched his strength and absorbed his essence. The Beyonder was also judged by the Living Tribunal, the multiverse's supreme arbiter, who restricted his influence and established boundaries for his actions. Beyond these struggles, he has also been opposed by Eternity, Galactus, and the Celestials, each forcing him to confront his own vulnerabilities. Over time, the scope of his abilities has shifted. Later revelations redefined him as a child unit of the Beyonders, a race of higher dimensional beings with power surpassing almost all other forces. Even so, he remains below entities such as the Living Tribunal and Eternity. Although not invincible, the Beyonder endures as one of the most dangerous and unpredictable presences in the Marvel multiverse, embodying raw power capable of reshaping all existence. Owen Reese, known as Molecule Man, was once a laboratory technician who gained extraordinary powers after exposure to radiation from a particle generator. This radiation originated from the Beyond Realm and altered him on a molecular level, granting mastery over both matter and energy. At first, his abilities were held back by his own insecurities, leaving him unable to affect organic material. Over time, however, he overcame these barriers and unlocked his full potential. His powers allow him to rearrange molecules, generate protective force fields, unleash devastating energy attacks, and even traverse hyperspace. In his early years, he focused his abilities through a steel rod, though he later learned to control them without aid. His immense strength was tied not only to his own will, but also to a hidden link with the Beyonders, who had designed him as a weapon capable of destroying universes. This connection gave him access to their vast energy and amplified his influence. Throughout his history, Owen became involved in several defining events. During Secret Wars, he fought on Battleworld, the patchwork planet created by the Beyonder, siding with Victor Von Doom and other villains against heroes such as the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, and Spider-Man. On Earth, he clashed repeatedly with the Fantastic Four and the Avengers, including a notable incident in Manhattan where he trapped the entire city within a massive glass dome. His confrontations were not limited to Earth, as he also battled across other dimensions against cosmic figures like the Beyonder and the Silver Surfer. In later conflicts such as Secret Invasion and the Multiversal Incursions, Owen's role became even more significant. Ultimately, during a final confrontation with Victor Von Doom, he transferred his essence essence into a single molecule, ensuring his survival while also helping to rebuild existence itself. Through this act, he contributed directly to the restoration and recreation of the multiverse, proving himself not just a destroyer, but also a force of renewal. Molecule Man stands as one of the most pivotal beings in all reality, capable of altering creation at its very core and shaping the fate of the cosmos itself. Franklin Richards, the son of Reed Richards and Sue Richards of the Fantastic Four, was born in New York City and inherited extraordinary abilities from his parents' radiation-altered genes. His powers first emerged during childhood, attracting the attention of a nihilist who sought to exploit Franklin's potential for his own survival. Because Franklin's abilities manifested unpredictably, they often placed those around him in danger, leading his father to create safeguards to monitor and control his energy. During his early years, Franklin was cared for by allies such as Agatha Harkness, a powerful sorceress who guided him. Despite his young age, he faced dangerous adversaries including Ultron, Onslaught, and Victor Von Doom. Even in these situations, he consistently displayed courage and determination. His connections with other young heroes were equally important. He formed friendships with the Power Pack, worked alongside the X-Men, and built a lasting bond with Kitty Pryde. Franklin's abilities are among the most impressive in existence. He can warp reality on a massive scale, manipulate energy and matter, and use psionic powers such as telepathy, telekinesis, and energy projection. Although his control has often been limited by his youth and inexperience, his full potential has been glimpsed through alternate versions of himself. One future incarnation demonstrated near immortality and the capacity to destroy two Celestials, placing him among the most powerful beings in creation. Later in his life, Franklin faced setbacks when his powers disappeared. His powers were eventually restored, though he chose to conceal them from others. He limited their use to once per year, dedicating that time to traveling the multiverse in search of potential threats. Franklin Richards remains one of the most significant figures in the Marvel Universe, embodying both limitless potential and the constant struggle to control power that could reshape existence itself. The Living Tribunal is a supreme cosmic force whose duty is to preserve balance across the entire multiverse. Acting as the ultimate judge of realities, it ensures that no universe grows so dominant that it threatens the existence of others. Its authority extends over all cosmic laws, making it a central figure in maintaining order throughout creation. The Tribunal's earliest recorded intervention came when Dr. Stephen Strange encountered it during a moment in which Earth was considered for destruction. Strange argued successfully for the planet's survival by proving its potential for both good and evil. Since then, the Tribunal has appeared in other decisive moments, such as guiding the Silver Surfer and interacting with Wendell Vaughn, reinforcing its constant oversight of cosmic balance. Its form is defined by three faces, each symbolizing a principle of judgment: equity, which appears uncovered; vengeance, which is partly veiled; and necessity, which is fully concealed. A fourth side of the head remains empty, representing an absence once linked to the cosmic being called the Stranger. These aspects allow the Tribunal to weigh every matter from multiple perspectives before rendering final judgment. The Tribunal's authority is second only to the One above all. It has shown its might by nullifying the power of the Infinity Gems when combined, preventing them from being wielded as a singular force. To extend its influence, it employs representatives who carry out its rulings across alien civilizations. In rare multiversal events, the Tribunal has acted alongside other supreme entities. Despite its unmatched status, the Tribunal was eventually overwhelmed by the Beyonders, who destroyed it during their campaign to unmake all of existence. Afterward, an alternate version of Adam Warlock was elevated to assume the Tribunal's position, chosen by the One above all to carry on its role. The Living Tribunal stands as the highest judge of creation, embodying impartial justice and ensuring that the vast web of universes remains in harmony. Hyperion is a character with multiple versions across Marvel storylines, each highlighting different aspects of his role as a hero or weapon. His earliest incarnation appeared as a member of the Squadron Sinister, created by the Grandmaster to battle the Avengers. This version introduced his immense strength, flight, and energy projection, but established him as an enemy rather than an ally. In the Earth 712 continuity, Hyperion, also called Mark Milton, emerged as a founding member of the Squadron Supreme. This version identified as an Eternal, granting him superhuman speed, durability, heightened senses, and the ability to emit destructive beams of heat from his eyes, known as atomic vision. Among his most significant battles was the conflict with Brainchild, a mutant of immense psychic power. Hyperion and his allies combined forces with the Avengers to stop Brainchild's plans of planetary devastation. While the Squadron Supreme sought to defend their reality, their extreme methods often placed them at odds with other heroes. A reimagining appeared in the Supreme Power storyline, where Hyperion was sent to Earth as a child and raised under strict government control. Trained as a covert covert operative, he eventually turned against his handlers, using his eternal attributes to forge his own path. In Earth 616, another Hyperion appeared as part of a Squadron Supreme formed from survivors of destroyed universes. This version embraced harsher measures to defend Earth, clashing with the Avengers over their contrasting ideals. His most defining moment came during a brutal confrontation with Namor, ruler of Atlantis, after Namor was held responsible for the annihilation of Dr. Spectrum's home world. Hyperion executed Namor with his atomic vision, decisively ending the conflict, but demonstrating the uncompromising severity of his actions. Another incarnation appeared within Squadron Supreme of America, a team assembled by Mephisto. In this version, Hyperion lived with a civilian identity as a history teacher, while continuing to fight alongside his team against threats such as Namor and the Defenders of the Deep. Across all iterations, Hyperion's power set remains consistent: immense physical strength, flight, enhanced perception, and atomic vision. His one vulnerability lies in exposure to Argonite radiation, which can weaken him significantly. Despite this, every portrayal confirms him as one of Marvel's most formidable figures, embodying immense power that often raises questions about how far a hero should go in pursuit of justice. The Sentry, whose true name is Robert Reynolds, is one of the most complex and powerful figures in the Marvel Universe. His abilities originate from an altered version of the Super Soldier Serum, granting him immense strength, speed, agility, and durability. His feats include lifting an entire helicarrier, battling Thor to a standstill, and even preventing the cosmic giant Exitar from crushing Earth with assistance from Rogue. He has also defeated foes of immense power, such as Carnage, Terrax, and Ultron. Despite this vast power, Robert's abilities are limited by his unstable mental state. He constantly struggles against the Void, a separate being that embodies his darker instincts. The Void is a destructive entity capable of overwhelming the Avengers and other powerful teams, often turning Robert's strength into a devastating threat. The unclear nature of the Void, whether it is part of him or something greater, adds to the mystery of his existence. Robert's duality has placed him in the roles of both savior and destroyer. His unstable psyche and the Void's influence have drawn him into conflict with the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, and even the Hulk. His relationship with the Hulk is especially significant, as their battles demonstrate their near equal power. In one clash, Robert fought the Hulk to a stalemate, showing the extent of his endurance and might. He has also faced manipulation and defeat. Victor Von Doom once managed to steal his powers, proving Robert is vulnerable to strategic opponents. On other occasions, the Void has taken control, severely injuring him and nearly overwhelming his heroic side. The origins of his abilities remain uncertain. While officially tied to the serum, there are hints that his powers may stem from a higher cosmic source, or even a divine force. His molecules exist outside normal time, placing him simultaneously in the past, present, and future. Comparisons have been drawn between his potential and that of Molecule Man, suggesting a scale of power that borders on limitless. The Sentry story is defined by contrast: light against shadow, stability against madness, and hero against villain. Though his true limits remain unknown, Robert Reynolds endures as one of Marvel's most unpredictable and formidable beings. Wanda Maximoff, known as the Scarlet Witch, descends from the Maximoff family, a Romani bloodline long connected to mystical power. Her abilities stem from a rare genetic structure that allows her to access and manipulate magical energy on a scale few can match. Her early life was filled with tragedy. Her mother, Natalia Maximoff, a gifted sorceress, was killed in battle. Wanda and her twin brother Pietro were later taken in by the High Evolutionary, who experimented on them and enhanced their latent potential, granting them extraordinary abilities. As Wanda matured, her magical gifts grew increasingly powerful. She became proficient in sorcery and learned to wield chaos magic, a primal force that amplified her powers further. Her connection to magic was deepened when she was possessed by Chthon, a demon lord who infused her with his own energy. This bond expanded her already formidable control over reality itself. Wanda's personal life was equally eventful. She fell in love with the synthezoid Vision, and the two married. Using her powers, she created twin sons, Thomas and William. Their souls, however, were fragments of the demon Mephisto, who later reclaimed them, erasing the children from existence. This loss marked a turning point in Wanda's life and further shaped the complexity of her character. Over time, Wanda became identified as a Nexus being, a rare figure who serves as a fixed point in the flow of realities and timelines. This role gave her vast influence over existence, making her central to the balance of the multiverse. However, her abilities often drew the attention of manipulators such as Immortus and Morgan Le Fay, who sought to exploit her for their own designs. On multiple occasions, her actions, sometimes under outside influence, reshaped the very fabric of reality, leading to catastrophic consequences. consequences. Her most impactful moments include the events of Avengers Disassembled and House of M, where her power altered entire worlds. These stories reaffirmed both the scale and the volatility of her abilities. Wanda has since re-established her role as a wielder of chaos magic and a Nexus being, restoring her place among the most powerful figures in existence. Throughout her history, Wanda Maximoff has been both protector and threat, guided by love for her family but burdened by the weight of her power. Her journey remains one of constant evolution as she seeks to master abilities capable of reshaping reality itself.